Congratulations, class of 2020. Our goal with this virtual commencement was to produce an online event, an event that would recognize your accomplishment, mark your transition, and evoke feelings that graduates should feel at their graduation. To provide this important transition required pre-recording all of today's speeches ahead of time. Some of those speeches were recorded on the day before the nationwide protest began. Before we begin today, I want to address what's going on in our nation and how that relates to graduation day. Today is the graduation you expected, but it's not what you wanted. And yet, here we are. We have arrived at this moment in history together in disbelief and in shock as we mourn the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and many other black neighbors and friends. Our country is facing a stark truth. Systemic racism and anti-blackness are pervasive in America. We simply cannot allow it to continue to happen. We are at a tipping point, and this country needs your contribution to tip the balance to justice once and for all. While here at UC San Diego, you were taught to be open, taught to listen, and taught to collaborate to solve problems. Use these tools to speak up, peacefully protest, and create allies throughout our diverse communities. Use them to act in the professional world, to invite diversity, celebrate differences, and work together to build better solutions. UC San Diego is there with you in that effort. Our drive to create a campus climate of respect, fairness, and cooperation is stronger than ever. Our focus to promote innovation and leadership by engaging the talents and abilities of everyone is tighter than ever. Our vision to achieve true excellence through productive relationships and diversity and inclusion among people of diverse perspectives will not waver. To commence with that important work, you will need to graduate today. You need to feel that sense of accomplishment. We need you to celebrate your successful completion of a very long journey. With this in mind, we present to you Virtual Commencement 2020. Welcome to your commencement.
Graduates and guests, as the chair of the Academic Senate, it is my pleasure to declare the 2020 virtual UC San Diego commencement ceremony open.
Welcome to UC San Diego's virtual commencement 2020. I am excited to congratulate and celebrate today's graduates of each of UC San Diego's graduate programs. My name is James Anthony. I am the Dean of the Graduate Division at UC San Diego. Congratulations on your graduation. This year, celebrating your graduation matters more than ever. And while little about the end of this academic year is normal, these things remain true regardless of the present circumstances. You have accomplished a great deal. These accomplishments are worthy of recognition, and we intend to celebrate you. So let's get started celebrating you. It is my pleasure to present to you a special performance of the Star-Spangled Banner sung by members of the class of 2020.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the
Thank you, fellow Tritons, for that distinctive rendering of our national anthem. Each of you has completed the requirements for a graduate degree. What is obvious to anybody who knows you is that you have worked hard to complete this degree. You've taken advanced courses and, for many of you, pushed the boundaries of knowledge in your respective fields and disciplines. The value of this degree to you as an individual is evident. But what might not be evident to the rest of the world is why your earning of this degree is valuable to the world. The truth is, no advanced society can function well without the creative thinking and work of individuals who hold graduate degrees. Think about it. The clean water that people drink, the municipal infrastructure that we all use every day, the medical devices, drugs, and procedures people benefit from, the computing and internet technologies that are so ubiquitous in our daily lives, the art, music, and dramatic productions we all enjoy, the schools that our children learn in, and now the biomedical advances in public health policies that will guide us through the present pandemic. All of these things are possible because individuals like you, people with advanced graduate training, made these things a reality. My message to you is simple. Your achievement of a graduate degree is not just an individual honor that we celebrate today. Your achievement now places you at the center of an illustrious group of individuals whose work directly benefits the lives of millions of people. An advanced society is fueled by the work and creativity of those with advanced graduate degrees. We celebrate all that you have achieved and eagerly anticipate the many ways you will contribute to the world as UC San Diego alumni. Congratulations. Now, I am pleased to introduce the 8th Chancellor of UC San Diego, Pradeep Khosla.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Welcome, graduates, families, and friends, to our first virtual commencement ceremony. Joining me in the celebration and on this webcast are my colleagues, UC San Diego Divisional Deans, our college provosts, and our esteemed faculty, our Executive Vice Chancellor, Elizabeth Simmons, and our distinguished commencement speaker, television journalist on the CBS News program 60 Minutes, Mr. Bill Whitaker. We are so fortunate that Mr. Whitaker accepted our invitation to give this year's commencement address. Highlights from his 30-year career in investigative journalism are indeed impressive. Bill uncovered how Russian operatives hacked the 2016 US presidential election. He broke the story on how the DEA's efforts to curb the opioid epidemic were hampered by special interests. And he reported extensively on how race and policing in America is affecting communities across our nation. These are the important issues of our time, and Bill covers them without rancor, without pronouncement. He takes viewers on a journey, and through that journey, we learn. We learn about everyday people, about their struggles, and why they matter. Bill presents truthful, well-researched information with the utmost integrity. And the world needs integrity, especially in difficult times, and especially now. By integrity, I mean the quality of being honest, and having strong moral principles. Moral principles like empathy, compassion, respect, and the recognition that every human being has inherent value. A person who possesses integrity understands these principles and practices them daily. Integrity is at the core of what we teach at UC San Diego. It compels us to look deeper at the world around us. It drives us to collaborate with people everywhere. And it helps us solve society's most pressing issues. And how do I know that you learned integrity? I know because you're graduating today as a Triton. The journey to get to this day required from you a great deal of personal sacrifice over many, many years. It required the courage to step into great unknown, to explore boundaries you didn't even know you had. It required stretching yourself to learn and grow. And today, it requires celebrating. You leave UC San Diego with a degree. You leave us as a well-rounded individual with a better idea of who you are and what you want to do. and you leave UC San Diego with integrity. It's yours. You have earned it. And now, I want you to go out into the world and practice it with absolute reckless abandon. Have integrity in everything you do. Practice it at home, at work, and at play. Practice it with strangers in your everyday actions, like getting coffee, driving, or buying groceries. But most importantly, practice integrity with yourself. You deserve your honest self. You deserve the best you. Many of you are wondering what will happen next. The truth is, no one can say with a great deal of certainty. In both prosperous and lean times, we do our best. We make educated choices. We review outcomes of these choices and learn from these outcomes and evolve. I cannot predict the future, but I can offer advice that I hope will help you along the way. Be confident in who you are, always. Embrace everything about you, your race, your creed, your gender, your everything. Be yourself and know that you belong. Acknowledge your luck. You worked hard to get where you are, no doubt, but you also had a lot of help. Help from parents, help from siblings, aunts and uncles, help from teachers, advisors, ministers, friends, even the barista, the grocery store clerk, the bus driver, everyone who helped you get through your daily routine. So be grateful and treat everyone with respect and dignity. Understand that you are an individual within a larger ecosystem. Without the ecosystem, you cannot be an individual. And without the collection of individuals, there is no ecosystem. The two are interdependent. So treat the ecosystem well to ensure every individual can flourish. Change requires more than righteous indignation. It requires earnest collaboration. It requires you to listen without an agenda. It requires you to look outside your own perspective in order to understand things you haven't known before. It requires patience, dialogue, and iterations of effort. And it requires compromise from everyone, including you. Progress is measured in years, not in days. And no matter what social media says, not in 240 characters. So, be prepared to spend some time to create lasting change. Be prepared to give and take input and adapt over time. You will change your mind, and often, if you're living with integrity. Progress takes time, but effort is every day. So keep moving forward, even if only by a millimeter. Just like your scholastic career, from your first grade to today, all the effort will add up to something wonderful and beautiful. I'm always so very proud of our graduating class, but this year especially so. You have proven not only that you can adapt, but also that you can thrive under very extenuating circumstances. So I honor your resilience, your hard work, and your determination. You have inspired me. You've inspired our faculty. You've inspired our staff. And I'm sure you have inspired each other. So today, I celebrate you, your remarkable accomplishment, and the gift of your interaction with this great university. You have made UC San Diego a better institution, and I'm truly grateful for that. So congratulations. It is now my great pleasure to introduce CBS correspondent, Mr. Bill Whitaker.
Hello, class of 2020. Congratulations for your hard-earned degree. Your years of blood, sweat, and tears, your all-nighters studying and partying paid off. You should be ecstatic. I hope you are. I know your parents and professors are proud of what you have accomplished. It is a really big deal, and I really wish I could be with you in person. This is all rather strange, don't you think? All of us dispersed to far-flung locales, tied together by cameras and computers. Well, not so much for me. I make my living talking through cameras and screens like this. But for you, this must be kind of surreal, not what you expected, right? You probably saw yourselves walking across the stage on a sunny San Diego day before thousands of beaming friends and family members. Then, just as you were about to step off that stage and into the world toward jobs and dreams, everything changed dramatically, overnight. You were ripped from your friends, opportunities vanished. Some of you may be in mourning. It must seem like your lives have entered a state of suspended animation. Graduation is a leap into the unknown, even in the best of times. But in times like this, well, it's scary. It's scary for me. It's scary for all of us. But I think that's exceptionally true for you. But you know what else is true? You are exceptional. And I'm not just saying that because I'm your commencement speaker and I'm supposed to say stuff like that. It is empirically true. From the day you were born, you have been change agents. You, class of 2020, are part of the most diverse generation in American history. You are changing the face of America. Your lives will unfold in a country that's much more colorful than the black and white world of my youth. And you're smarter than most of the rest of us. You proved that by earning this degree. Now, you had a little help. Part of what makes you exceptional is you are children of the digital age. You grew up with more computing power in your pocket than NASA Mission Control had in a room full of computers for the first manned flight to the moon. The generation before me figured out how to do that, put a man on the moon. My generation came up with the internet. What you do will astound us. You will be the scientists who come up with a new vaccine. You'll be the engineers, the doctors, the lawyers, the actors, the architects, the academics, the designers, the parents, the leaders who will create the future. Do not let today's uncertainty, do not let this virus kill your dreams. Don't let adversity snuff out your light. I have been a journalist for 35 years. This job has taken me all over the world. I have met a pope and presidents, movie stars and mobsters, and some of the kindest, hardest working people whose names probably won't be remembered. I've seen a lot, and I've learned a lot. But my biggest takeaway after all these years, don't underestimate your ability to change things. American democracy, this experiment in self-governance, is messy business. We've seen that unfolding on streets all across the country as we are confronted by the virus of racism that has plagued our country for 400 years. Figuring out who we are and where we want to go is hard work. I am descended from people who were enslaved, but they never gave up. And here I stand. Many of you have parents or grandparents who left their home countries, their families, their support systems, everything they knew, and struck out for an uncertain future in America, their bags packed only with hope. And because they took that leap of faith, you stand here today, diploma in hand, about to step off into your own uncertain future. But you got this. You can do this. This American experiment is not going to end on your watch. There are old wrongs to right and new heights still to reach. These protests, this pandemic, this is a defining moment for our country and for you. These are times that shape us. When this virus is vanquished, and it will be, we will reemerge into a world that has changed. It's changing right in front of our eyes. Different times will require different ways of thinking. We'll need to hit the reset button and get about the business of healing, rebuilding, reimagining. There's no going back. We can only go forward, and we need you change agents, your youthful energy, your ideals, your brilliance to light our pathway. The UCSD motto is Fiat Lux, let there be light. Well, let that light be you. Thank you, and congratulations, graduates.
Now, I would like to introduce our graduate student speaker, Rachel Flanagan. Rachel is the president of the Graduate Student Association. She serves as chair for both the GSA Executive Committee and Council, overseeing the direction of the organization. Rachel is a doctoral candidate in mechanical and aerospace engineering at the Jacobs School of Engineering.
Hello, everyone. Graduates, family, friends, faculty, staff, alumni, and now the vast internet. It's an honor to have the opportunity to address you. My name is Rachel Flanagan, and I am a fourth-year doctoral candidate in mechanical engineering, and I am president of your Graduate Student Association. I do not share the honor of graduating just yet, but I could not be more honored to address you all on such an amazing occasion. I'd like to start by congratulating you. Each of you has a unique tale of how you got here today, but you've made it, and I could not be prouder of every single one of you. I'd like to first acknowledge the tenacity you all have demonstrated in reaching this milestone. Graduate school is not easy, and this accomplishment does not come without great challenges. In the words of Wilma Mankiller, the first woman chief of the Cherokee Nation, cows run away from the storm while the buffalo charges toward it and gets through it quicker. Whenever I'm confronted with a tough challenge, I do not prolong the torment. I become the buffalo. In some capacity, we all have moments where we are the buffalo and others where we are the cow. Maybe some of you are thinking, I might be more of a cow because these degrees take so long to come to fruition, but I promise you that in this moment, you have weathered the storm and overcome the difficult challenge that is graduate school. Whether you defended a dissertation or gave the performance of a lifetime to reach this point, you faced the storm head on. You became the buffalo. You endured the long journey, and for that, I commend you. The remarkable thing about the road to a graduate degree, no matter what field you're in, is what you learn along the way. To be clear, I'm not talking about the field-specific technical content that gets packaged into our dissertations. As I said before, I'm an engineer, but more specifically, I'm a shock physicist. This means that I get to systematically break things to understand how they work, and apparently that's worth my own dissertation and many others over the past 150 years of this field. I'll spare you the technicalities, but the most obvious lesson at hand here is that there's so much to learn in failure. Whether we generate failure in a material to study it, or the experiment itself fails to validate our theories. My job is to study failure all the way down to the individual atoms and learn from it. The first piece of advice I will offer is that failure presents us an opportunity to understand something new. It equips us with fresh knowledge to progress in our pursuits. While the knowledge gained through failure is important, my studies here in graduate school have offered another important lesson. Check your assumptions. In a technical sense, when I derive an equation or write a model, I must understand what physics I am assuming to be true. When I want to develop a new model, I spend the most time questioning the assumptions I am making in order to illustrate the phenomenon accurately. This lesson certainly extends itself into my own leadership in my life. I have encountered a myriad of graduate student experiences in my time as president, and the assumptions of who we as graduate students are has been a barrier for our voices to be heard broadly. When we acknowledge these assumptions and question them, we are able to make progress. We make assumptions every day. It's natural, but be aware of them, question them, and understand them. Adrienne Rich, a Pulitzer Prize-winning American poet, feminist icon, and LGBTQ hero, famously said, "We must use what we have to invent what we desire." Our assumptions and failures are a few tools we have as we progress towards our dreams. And now you each carry the knowledge you gathered in your time here at UC San Diego and the degrees to demonstrate it. You have weathered the storm, so go forth into the world. Our society finds itself at a turning point. You have the opportunity to invent a future that is better for us all. Congratulations to the class of 2020. May your next pursuits be more fruitful and fulfilling than the last.
In spring 2013, Chancellor Khosla partnered with the Graduate Student Association to introduce the Chancellor's Dissertation Medal, an opportunity to recognize outstanding doctoral research. Recipients of this prestigious award are chosen based upon the quality of academic research as determined by the impact of the research to the field and/or department, the insight, originality, and creativity shown by the author, the effectiveness of the writing, clarity, and organization of the thesis, and the soundness of the methodology and quality of the data when applicable. The following are this year's awardees. Travis Courtney of the Scripps Institution of Oceanography in Geosciences Research Division, and the dissertation is entitled Quantifying the Rates and Drivers of Coral and Coral Reef Calcification in the Anthropocene. Sunmi Shin of the Jacobs School of Engineering in Materials Science, with a dissertation entitled Active Thermal Engineering Using Nanostructures. Jennifer Dumdye of the Division of Biological Sciences in Obstetrics, Gynecology, and Reproductive Sciences, with a dissertation entitled Molecular Determinants of Oocyte and Embryo Developmental Competence. Lauren Olson of the Division of Social Sciences in Sociology, with a dissertation entitled Curricular Opportunities and Constraints, the Incorporation of the Humanities and Social Sciences into Contemporary U.S. Medical Education. James Wampler of the Division of Physical Sciences in Physics, with a dissertation entitled The Search for Novel Superconductivity in Inhomogeneous Materials Using Magnetic Field Modulated Microwave Spectroscopy. Skye Johnston of the Division of Arts and Humanities in History, with a dissertation entitled Weathering Early Modern Germany, Vernacular Meteorology, Pastoral Theology, and Communal Life in the Long 16th Century. Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Elizabeth Simmons, will now present candidates by division for the conferral of degree.
Thank you, Dean Antony, and congratulations, UC San Diego class of 2020. Whether you are joining us from your home or a campus residence hall, with your family or your cat or your roommate, whatever way you are here with us today, let's all take a minute to celebrate this milestone. You made it. As Chief Academic Officer, I strive to advance UC San Diego's mission as a student-centered, research-focused, service-oriented public university so that every student graduates ready to succeed in our diverse and complex world. The global public health crisis has presented extraordinary challenges for us all this year, but your adaptability, resilience, and dedication to academic excellence have made it possible for you to complete your educational mission in an innovative way. That is part of what makes this year's commencement extra special. The class of 2020 is the first ever at UC San Diego to complete their degree programs remotely. While my colleagues and I may not be able to congratulate you in person today, please know that we take great pride in all that you've accomplished during your academic careers and respect all of the hard work you've invested to get to this day. I will now announce each of our academic divisions and schools with graduate and professional degree programs. Please join me in recognizing their candidates for degrees. The Division of Arts and Humanities, led by Dean Cristina Della Coletta. The Division of Biological Sciences, led by Dean Kit Poliano. The Jacobs School of Engineering, led by Dean Al Pisano. The Division of Physical Sciences, led by Dean Steve Boggs. The Division of Social Sciences, led by Dean Carol Padden. The School of Marine Sciences, led by Vice Chancellor and Dean Margaret Leinen. And last but not least, the School of Medicine, led by Interim Dean Stephen Garfin. Congratulations, everyone. I look forward to hearing of your successes as Triton alumni. Chancellor Khosla, it is my honor to present you the UC San Diego class of 2020.
UC San Diego class of 2020, please rise for the conferral of your degrees. Upon the recommendation of the deans of our schools and the faculty of the University of California, San Diego, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the regents and the president of the University of California, I confer upon you the master's and doctoral degrees to which you are entitled with all the honors, recognition, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Will all of our graduates please stand wherever you may be? It is a long-standing tradition that after receiving a post-secondary degree, the tassel is shifted from the right side to the left side of the cap. This signifies to all the completion of the degree. Graduates, please move your tassels with me.
As you embark upon your next stages in life, take with you the lessons you have learned from this place. You worked hard here, harder than ever. You sacrificed much to achieve this degree. You were supported directly and indirectly by many who made it possible for you to be here today. Allow those lessons, those sacrifices, and those people to be your motivation moving forward. Think how you can use this degree to help change the world, to make it a better place, not just for you, but also for others. Carry on with the energy and spirit you brought to your studies here, and you will not only be well served in the future, you will also serve others well. Again, congratulations. We are so very proud of you.